one of you. We're happy to have you online with us. If it's your first time viewing, you can actually purchase a canvas sheet and you can paint along with us every Thursday night. We're here actually at the Food Fair Complex and we paint here from 7 p.m. If you can't make it out in person, be sure to paint online with us. But we have a wonderful group of painters who are in studio and they are ready and eager to attempt this beautiful mosaic of a woman's face as we embrace the changes in the month of September. So, to the lovely people in studio, let us go ahead and say a warm welcome to our online painters. Hello. Alrighty, so we're going to get started. Online persons, you guys know you need to have a lot of different colors for this, but if you have the primary colors and black and white, we can still make it work. In studio, Mr. Etienne did the work for them. He laid out all the colors of the rainbow that you can think about. So they have things real easy and nice in here. But guys, we're going to start off with the blues first. And if you guys are at home, you should have a dark blue. We're going to start off with a dark blue, or as we say in painting terms, regatta. All right? And that's our very first color we're using today. I would recommend, guys, that you use your medium-sized brush while we do this painting. It's entirely up to you if you want to use the larger one for some spaces, but just for control in those small boxed out areas, we would recommend the very small one or the medium-sized brush. So I'm giving some persons online some time to get their brushes together before we start with ours. So if we're looking at our lady or our face, we should see a lot of different areas that have blue. Some areas do have a darker blue than other areas. And so I'm going to indicate what those areas are or where those areas are. And then we're going to fill in. So we have one area right here. So remember, I'm just pinpointing, first of all, where those areas are. And then we're going to start painting, okay? So inside of this area here is dark blue. You can use your small brush and you can outline those areas as well if it works better for you. We also have a small area here right by the nose. No, you guys should have dark blue in the middle palette. Actually, in your personal palette, there's a dot of dark blue there. In your personal palette. Yes, that's a dark blue. And you have a light blue as well, but we're working with a dark blue for now. In your personal palette, there is a dark blue. We're going to start off with this area right here using dark blue. So I just showed you the area. You can use your small brush to outline it, and then you can go ahead and use your medium brush to fill it in. Use your small brush to outline, and then use your big brush to fill in. All we need is a dark blue filling in that area. And we're going up and down. You're going to the motion of the lines. All right, so the lines themselves, they're swooping sort of to the right, gently to the right, so you're flowing down in that direction. So we're going all the way down. I'm doing downward strokes. Note, I'm not going left to right. I'm going up and down. Up and down. Now this is one of the easiest part of the painting, so enjoy it while it lasts till we start moving into other areas. Don't worry, if you're in studio, you have the assistance of Mr. Etienne, and so you guys are good to go. If you're home and you're painting and you need a little bit of assistance, just let us know in the chat so we can assist when or where possible. You can use your small brush as you approach the face a little bit more. As you get closer to the face, you can use a smaller brush. You go closer to it. If you don't trust the control, And remember, the purpose of this is to relax, right? So if you're not relaxing, then we're not doing something right. We're just supposed to be relaxing and painting. And you guys have assistants, so if you need their help, just let us know. So this is what my first spot is looking like. We don't have a shortage of dark blue, so if you need more, let us know. But we're just filling in and go all the way up. Go all the way up to the edge and bring it out. Going all the way up. I'll give you guys a couple more seconds to wrap up on this first area of blue. Yeah, we're moving with pace, Sakim. An eraser for the paint? I'm just going to outline the next area for those who are on that path. I'm going to do a little outline for those who are wondering, where is the next step? All right, so this is the next part once we get there. All right, once you're done.
Yes, it's optional. You can do that.
This is okay. So we're just painting the first part in blue. We're going to move to the second area very soon. Wendell, you. All right, so we are almost ready for our next area of blue. It's already outlined right by the nose bridge area there. This is small geometric shape there, and that's where we're going to be filling in dark blue next. I see some persons are already moving on to that area. So just so it's a little bit more visible for you guys, I'm going to start filling it in also. All right, so we're filling in. We're filling in dark blue. So you're using both your medium brush and your small brush as you fill in these colors. Alrighty, so Our Lady is looking good. She's looking good. So we just did dark blue in 2 different areas, and we're looking to move on to some other blue areas, but it may not be with the dark blue. All right, so you can actually start looking at washing out your brushes as we move on to other shades of blue. As we move on to other shades of blue, you can start washing out your brushes. And again, welcome to all of you who are viewing online with us. We're happy to have you online. And today we're painting a beautiful mosaic of a lady's face. It's a representation of change. And as we enter into the new month of September. We want to embrace the change and everything that comes with it. So today we're just relaxing, unwinding, and filming some colors. And interestingly enough, all of these colors are associated with a particular emotion. So right now we're on the calm color. As I tell everybody, we're on the easy phase. You see blue, it represents calmness. And so we want to ensure that you guys are feeling that calmness as we're painting it as well. We have a couple more blue areas to do, so we're going to maintain that tranquil environment until then, until we get to the red and the orange, which is energetic, happy, joyful. You know, it's still in a positive frame of mind. All right, so wash out your brushes, guys. We are moving on to a lighter blue. You in studio will notice you have two light blues, really. You have a light blue that's in the middle. Actually, is it two light blue? You have one that's in the middle to share. The one that's in your shared palette, that's the one that you'll be using next. So get your brushes clean and ready for the blue that's in the middle to share. This is a dark blue. And the blue that's in the middle to be shared, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using next. All right, so we have some persons online. Somebody, Nafisia says, she misses us, guys. She says that the flu is beating her. Listen, that flu been beating persons lately, you know. Etienne, I'm sure you have a great testimony. You made it through the flu.
I was not absent for a while. So.
Listen, Alvi, the IV flu? Because we're going on drips. It's like, I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. The tape?
Yeah.
Is it something because of carnival? Okay, okay. Christine, nice to have you online. I wonder if this is it. I see Dickon Mitchell is online. All right, so welcome. We definitely say welcome to you, sir. He gives us an applause, so we say welcome to you, sir. Tonight we're just painting a beautiful woman. We are embracing change. Marlene, good night, good night. We see you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are about to move on to some additional colors, but we're still in blue. It's a lighter blue now. So let's get our brushes clean so we can move on to the lighter version of the blue. I'm going to highlight where we're going to be going to first. Remember, this is a blue that's shared in the middle. The blue that's shared in the middle is where we're going to be moving to next.
This is a very hard paint to go wrong in it. Just paint in the shapes.
Alrighty, so we're going to be moving on to light blue areas very soon. Let me see, do we have any parents in the house? Just raise your hand. Any parents in the house? All right. Whoa, so a lot of persons had to brace themselves for back to school. But you didn't have to brace yourself. How has the back to school frenzy been?
The traffic is terrible.
Traffic is one. It has been a lot. The traffic has been a lot. Which area are you traveling from? Is like Wester Hall side or no? Ooh, yes, the Tempe area. Oh my God, if we leave home early, it's almost the same thing. If you're traveling,
don't meet the traffic.
when you leave home 7 o'clock, you don't meet the traffic. That's not for persons who are coming down from Wester Hall, Calavini side. So we do have the back to school traffic that we're dealing with now. And what about so there is this, let me see. So we have, what is he in Wesley College? So I want to hear Kylan's point of view on this. Kylan, tell me, do you know a particular bag? Etienne is going to bring the bag to show you guys in just a bit. Etienne, you'll bring the bag and show them in just a bit, right? For now, I want you guys to take a look at where we're going to be adding the light blue. It's right here on the corner of the darker blue. Right here on the corner. So right where, I want you guys to take a look at this, because where the first shape sort of breaks in an arch, we want to come down there, just like this. So when you're painting, you want to come down and break there, and then the other set of blue, you're going sort of left to right. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So here, I'm coming down, and then I'm swooping downwards. So I'm going up and down here. And then right on the side of it, I'm actually going another direction. I'm going left to right. So it's in the same blue. In the same blue. So you're sort of going up and down, right by it. Up and down, right by it. We can fill in that area, first of all, up and down, right next to it. Right next to it, up and down. And then on the side of it, we're going to start swooping left to right. So the two is going to connect right there, left to right. Now, this is entirely up to you. If you want, you can just decide, hey, what? I'm just going to go paint this whole thing in a curved motion. That's okay. But if you want to keep with the geometric style of it, you have to sort of do sharp turns and arches when you're doing the painting. So again, we're just filling in this area here alone with light blue. So I'll give you guys some time to do that. And while you do that, I want to get Kylan's thoughts on this trendy bag. Now, mind you, this bag has been around for a while, I've been told. But recently, it's been stirring up some, not controversy, but it's just been trending. Yes. So, Kylan, tell us, show it to everybody first. I believe it's called the spray ground bag. And so, Kylan, you should know this bag. Let me hear your thoughts on the newest style for 2024 spray ground bag.
It's been on for a while. He actually did show it to me, and I told him it's not appropriate for school.
Ah.
Stick to the Jan Sport.
The Jan Sport. The classic Jan Sport is just fine. What do you think, Debbie?
I can't.
This is a spray ground bag.
One of many designs.
One of many.
I don't know. I don't see anything. I don't know.
Okay. Here. So it's very interesting that your comments on the spray ground bag, because for some persons who don't know where it originated, it's actually a graffiti artist who decided that he's going to start putting his artwork on bags. But when you actually go in and you view the mission and the vision behind his branding, one of the key words that stood out is that the bag represents uniqueness. It also represents rebellion in the creativity. And so when you look at the designs and the representation behind the brand, one can sort of say that the children who are going to be utilizing the bag might just want to adapt the brand's identity. And I've been told that this bag has been around for years.
It has.
But I'm accustomed to the Jan Sport. Good old faithful Jan Sport. You know what I want? Etienne, have somebody. Let me see. Alvin, guess the cost for the spray ground bag. Guess the cost for this
Possibly
beautiful
about
work of art.
125.
That's what I'm trying to figure. She said 125. Abigail, what's the cost?
I will say $250 to $300.
$250 to $300. Take a look at the newest trend. Jan Sport for our money. $395 EC. Interesting enough, $250 to $350. So I've been told that based on the design, this bag can go up to almost $800 EC.
Are you crazy? Bag, well, in the UK, one of the bags, depending on the style, the color, the design of it, the cheapest you will actually get one of that for is 190 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, so 100 pounds down here is like 300 and something EC, so that's close to 600 and...
Yeah, exactly. So as she said, in the UK, the bags themselves could round up to about 600 EC. And so you know they have to make the profit here in Grenada, right? So...
Yes.
It's a trend in Grenada. Yeah, there are many.
Parents buying the bag Isn't it a bag that you can send in your designs and everything?
I'm not sure if they can do
Because I
custom
just
ones.
saw one of a post talking about a child who. I also think it's a bag that you can send in your designs, and the designs are made based on what you want as well. So I
Okay.
think that's what builds the cost as well.
Interestingly enough, that's. But when you really think about it, okay. But when you really think about it, these are some of the expenses that are now driving up the cost for back to school for parents. Well, if they allow it. If they allow it, right? If they allow it. But interestingly enough, there was actually a survey that went out that showed that back to school expenses this year was topping the charts for some of the major holidays like Christmas, buying gifts and so on. Back to school, you know.
Because you want the most expensive sneakers to go to school and the most expensive bag. So, and the parents are tolerating the foolishness that the children want, which is sad. Which is sad.
The latest survey shows that persons are spending more money now compared to major holidays when it comes to back to school. And if we were to, we should do a tally, Mr. Etienne, just to see, like, what are some of the minor expenses we would actually have for the children. But before we get to that, yes, Tanika.
I think even if you want to or not spend a lot, you have no choice. Because this year is one of the first years that I didn't have to buy so much for my kids because, thank you, Jesus, I finally have some family away who helps me. Right? And so I got most of my stuff for my kids away. But however, I still had to buy like the stationery. I still had to buy their school books, obviously. And just buying the stationery and the school books alone, all their uniform was sent.
Really?
Right? Things like their bottles and so on were sent. All I had to buy was the stationery, exercise book, notebooks. Mind you, I do have 4, right?
Yes.
But I spent over $1,000 buying books and only the stationery.
And even with the incorporation of the e-books, it was still a costly venture for you?
Well, we did not have the opportunity to have the
Okay,
e-books at the
okay.
school that my children attend.
Okay.
But whether or not you want to, things are really expensive right now.
Hey, if we were to just call out a few, right? What's
Well,
one?
look, Miss Donna told me now that there are additions to the book list, like printing
Wait.
paper, hand sanitizer. I don't know all this stuff.
Printing paper?
Yeah, printing paper.
Based on the age range.
Printing paper has always
I was
been
supposed to
there.
provide printing paper.
No, printing paper has always been on the book list.
Oh, wow.
Since I knew in preschool for preschoolers
Uh-huh.
and I think a few primary schools, printing paper has always been there.
Well, yes, I would think so for, your primary schools. You maybe kindergarten for primary schools, but why we need... So just so persons online can hear you, just repeat.
Okay, so the reason why they will need that is because schools has to do a lot of copying of different documents, different paper for the children to work with. Now, the ministry does not give them all that they need or require. So that's why they have the parents buying a copy paper so
Okay.
that will assist them in
Okay.
having the copy paper to utilize.
Okay. So we hear that it's a matter of the printing, right? So different things the kids have to print out in the school, it can amount to a lot of different, a lot of paper. So they need that particular part of things. So Etienne, we're going to list out, you guys can just call out a few items, but before you do, I want you guys to take a look at the spots that I'm adding the light blue. Where I go ahead and add in some light blue, that's where you're doing it too. So we're going on the nose area, and there's this little spot right above the eye. That's where we're going to fill in with light blue. And the final spot with that light blue, guys, is this small area on the lip. All right, so if you're following along, these are the areas you're filling in with light blue. And we have Sam Rayburn online. Sam says school books and uniforms are just too expensive. Children have to bring printing paper, tissue, sanitizers, hand soap. Listen, that's a lot. So when 20-something children come into the school with their They're using it for themselves.
No, and mind you, that's still, listen, because I've taught for so many years, having all the students bring that, one, is still not enough for the year. So it might seem like we're asking the parents for a lot, but actually not enough. That's only like a percentage of the term.
A percentage of the term?
But then don't they still have to pay?
Are they using it?
Money? Well, right now, government schools are free, right? And even in the private schools.
What is free?
They don't have to pay for
The school fee?
the school fee anymore.
They have to pay $280 for a pants and a tie.
For the uniform.
A pants and a tie, $280.
But at the end of the day, that's the uniform. You would have to gotten the uniform in the first place.
If you know fast toilet paper does
But I understand if it is that the children are going to be using it for themselves and they get to go home with their soap, maybe we could refill the little soap from home and so on. But if you're leaving it in the school, I can't say that my child alone has been using that soap. Oh, my child alone.
Yeah.
Because everybody's supposed to bring their own soap. So that if you're bringing it for the school to be in supply, then that's where the question comes in about the fees.
Listen, I know you don't have children.
No.
Right? But at home,
Yes.
one hand soap in my bathroom would not last a week. Right? And it's only
it's so
only 4 children I have, right? So if you know how kids use hand soap, how they use toilet paper, how they use, you can understand why they would ask for so many things.
Yeah.
And as a teacher and seeing how kids, sometimes you go to the bathroom to clean and you see 10 sheets of tissue in the garbage and one person went in the bathroom just before you, right? You would know why they would ask for it. You know, and think about how fast we go through toilet paper at home. Think about 500 students in a school going through toilet paper. So
toilet paper in the schools when you go there.
Sorry?
That's why you need. She said there's never toilet paper in the schools when
Yeah,
you go
because
there.
they're showing all the
That's why they're
toilets.
asking you for it, Abigail.
Oh.
500 students, which means there's 500 toilet paper. Rolls of toilet paper. Oh, bales you have to bring?
No, you have to bring one. Each child usually have to bring one.
500 rolls of toilet paper.
Tissue does done fast with you.
But that didn't last in that term.
That don't last in that term, I'm telling you.
No, but at the end of the day, you as the teacher, when the child go and you give them.
Well, at what age range are we talking about here? Because I would want to have a secondary school child. You have to monitor how much toilet paper you're giving to a secondary school child to go with. So it's based on the age range. If you're in preschool, primary school, you have them take a little bit when they're going in. But that is a lot of
Seems like it.
Something like that, huh?
It sounds like it. And mind you, I teach at I shouldn't say I taught at a very small primary school.
and it went down
And
fast.
things go very fast.
But back to school expenses now is getting ridiculous.
Just
It is.
we cried last week in town.
So I hope you guys are looking on so you know exactly where we are adding in the light blue. So we're using both our large brush and our small brush to get in those areas. And for now, we're just working in the light blue. So for those of you who are painting with us online, you can mix a little bit of white with the dark blue, and you should be good to go. A little bit of line. All right, so I have 2 of the 3 areas. Etienne, if you were to buy, let's say school books, Tanika, how much would school books cost you average? One child.
One child. Well, my kids attend a private school and a lot of their books are covered under the school fee already.
Okay.
Right? So one child for me may have to buy me probably only 3 books and that might be about
nice.
$150.
Okay, so let's say $150. The average cost for school shoes though. I mean, we know they don't want no
That's not average.
anything.
Not average because I spent over 3,000 for books for the 2 children that I have.
$3,000
Yeah.
for school books?
Secondary
Are we thinking prime? Okay, we're going secondary.
Secondary and a primary. Grade 6.
Yeah, second. 3,000.
Yes, a lot of the books that I bought, they never even opened yet.
So
And she said a lot of the books she bought has never even been opened yet.
That's
I've
true.
had a parent tell me that too. They're not
That's
coming
true.
from
They're
next
not
until the
using it.
parent or until the child start to use the book. Before you buy it, because it doesn't make sense.
That's true. A lot of the books might be a little bit costly, but that's one of the things that persons need to now consider when thinking about being a parent, right? So those are those are some of the things we have to keep in mind. All right, when we're thinking about that. Sam says school books and uniforms again, they're super expensive, and yes, that is true. But we can play our part in bringing down some of those costs. I'm sure there are more affordable ways to do a lot of the things we do. For example, instead of buying a $300 to $400 playground bag, let's buy a Jansport. Jansport isn't like $180 to $100, and they last a while, or is it more than that? Jansport back then, you buy a nice Clarks for the boys, and it keeps them steady for a good 2 years. That's a $200. We're just keeping it. You have to think about a long-term investment.
$200 this year.
We're thinking a long-term investment here.
150 bag. 150.
Don't talk about the girls. You may have to buy some hair products for the new school year.
All the undergarments.
And all the undergarments from the tights to the shirts.
Five shirts.
Wow.
About 3 years ago, I was curious
don't think we
after how
should be
much I
telling you that
actually
to the
spent, and I wrote everything down.
I don't think we should be telling her. Don't tell me that you.
Woo! We're prepared. Listen, you have to prepare others. You're not. You see, y'all have to play your part too. You know, you have to prepare persons for what's to come. Because then you, as educators and so on, when you see the parents who have no clue start ranting in the future about the cost of this is too high, you didn't play a part when you had the chance. You have a chance now.
I don't care for you. I don't want to discourage you.
Oh my God, I appreciate the consideration.
Why would the higher prices go up?
And what about when they reach college and university? Now?
That's right. College and university is not the
College, your
question.
house.
College. Get a job, college. Get a job.
Get a job and handle yourself.
Get a job and yourself.
Then they want to study medicine and mortgage your house.
Ooh. All right, we hear you. We hear you on the live. So Ms. Belgrave is going to make higher education. You have it? Oh, he has
I
it.
have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Why is it that the school system prepares our children or our young people for a job? Why don't they prepare them to start a business?
Very interesting question, you know. I was about to make mention of it. They are definitely streamlining into that direction to assist more with different programs that they are enlisting. If you look at the support given now to NULO, it's very much great, and I know that they're making strides in that direction. But that has been a question for the years. Yeah. Why is our school system not geared more towards training the children, teaching them about taxes, teaching them how to manage and operate a business? And even last week we had a discussion. In primary school, we believe that they should even be dissecting what your niche might be from primary school level. Don't wait till Form 3 in secondary school to start thinking subjects. You might have an idea from since primary school, and if you do, they should be given a chance to niche down into that area and pursue it more.
SGI does. That's why they, yeah.
Schools in America, that's what they do. They streamline children from primary school level. And they will, children, you will know from your child. They will see what they're interested in. You will
That's
see
true,
what
you
they
will.
like doing. And so you could kind of guide them into the direction that you see that they are talented in.
That's true.
So I think
So again, parents have a part to play. Parents have a part to play also. So we might sit there and say, oh, well, our education system, they need to do better. But as a parent, if you notice that your child has a special gift in a particular area and they're really looking to pursue that, instill within them, make the opportunities available as much as you can to expose them to that particular area. A lot of persons are against it though. They believe that from primary school age, the children should be exposed to everything and let them, because you never know. You never know what the decisions might be in the future. But still there are those who know the path they want to take. You can see that they're very talented in it. And it's best that at an early age you get to fund it and give them more exposure in that area. But guys, what we're doing now, we're going to mix some white and light blue. So you're going to take some white and mix it with light blue. And we are going to fill in the lighter blue areas. That's right. So we had a light blue here. But if you look around by the nose and the lip area, there's an even lighter version of that blue. I want you guys to mix some white and the already light blue. Mix some white in there. Get it as light as possible again. White and light blue. White and light blue is what we're mixing up. White and light blue. Get it as light as you like. And we are going to fill in that area right here by the nose. So we have some more comments online. It says some of the ways for saving is reusing the school bags. No matter how washed out they might be. We're reusing the school bags. Somebody said my children are using the same backpack and lunch bag from last term. Well, last term is okay. Last term is fine. But, I mean, we can't use the same one maybe from the whole 5 years in secondary school. It depends on what? Let me hear what it depends on.
If it's not ripping, you could use it for the whole 5 years. If it's not ripped, or the zip is still working, it's fine.
Because transport, you could have used it for the whole 5 years.
Okay, somebody said they don't want their children to be bullied. That's an interesting point. Because if your child... But when it comes to bullying...
Children to
be psychologically empowered.
exactly.
So that people don't bully them because of anything. Because my children, I go to school, have a mind to play with that.
No, not 5. But I taught my daughter to stand up for herself.
No, I mean, I believe.
So there's a talk about ensuring that the children are psychologically sound so that they're not fazed by what persons might say, their bag is washed out or things like that. And that's an interesting discussion that we should be having more of. Because a lot of parents buy into the aspect of spending because they don't want their child to be bullied. And so they would wind up buying something they may not need. What do you guys think online? She said there's no need to buy brand new everything when some of the things can just be reused for the next term. We get it. We'll wear the purple skirts for the whole 5 years. It's fine. Apparently, under her, we'll wear a purple skirt. Oh, actually, we'll flip it. How much years before we flip? 2. 2 years before we flip? All right.
I flipped my school.
And then there are techniques to ensuring that it doesn't. So this is a technique from Debbie. She says, don't let the iron touch the skirt. Put a diaper, a wet one, and you iron and steam it down. And still do it from inside out.
Exactly. So that way the skirt doesn't last a long time. To me, the people with the least money spend poorer people spend more.
That's true.
Great point.
So they are the ones that want
Their child to look.
by how the child looks. Whereas the people that have money, thinking about how the child looks, that they're looking for that to be impactful.
Yeah. A lot of the focus, and this is an interesting point made here in studio, guys, for those of you online who didn't hear. She said a lot of the lesser fortunate persons are the ones you would find spending the most money on back to school. And they're so interesting because even the loans for back to school is on a rise as well. And so you would find that the lesser fortunate persons, they will go take out a loan for back to school to ensure that their child looks good to go back to school. But are we focusing on their actual education?
Secondary school with no subjects.
I remember as a teacher, when my children come to school to visit me, my students would laugh at my children, look at, hey, oh, miss, that shoes, a $30 shoe? Laugh at the children bag, laugh at it. Yeah, my students used to laugh at my children.
But right now that $30 shoe is $90.
The $30 shoes is not 90, but still.
But some are wearing $500 shoes.
That's right.
And they learn nothing.
Yeah.
What you tell me, what $500 should doing for your child? What is that doing for the child's education? Nothing.
So the question is, what is the $500 shoes and the $500 bag doing for the child's education? Can't say.
They don't know the priorities and what is important.
They can say no to the
Goes back
kids.
to a lack of education again.
And then you need to be teaching them what is important and what's not important.
No.
If you don't do it when they're small, that's why when they get older, their priorities are mixed up.
I'll just say something different. You know? No, I was just thinking, you know, I mean, my kids are still small, but my oldest is 10, right? And I think one of the reasons why I probably don't have to follow on to the trends is because I've not exposed them to social media as much. I think when the kids are exposed to social media and what's going on in the world, what's happening now, what's the biggest trend, they tend to go for it more. Yeah, so like, I don't even think my oldest knows that there's a bag going around that everybody is supposed to have, because he was never exposed to the social media or the biggest trends or so on. And I think it's we have to pay very close attention to how much we allow our kids to take in from the
consume
outside
online,
world without
yeah.
us being around.
Yeah, that's right. You have to safeguard them. Because as much as they believe that they need to know, they don't.
Exactly. If you do that very young, it doesn't matter what they see on social media.
Yeah.
They don't follow. So
They're going to be content still with what they have.
exactly, because you shape them from yes. Exactly. Exactly.
So interesting point again in studio, guys. They said that teach the children self-esteem, teach them confidence, so that they won't be down when you see other persons with other things. They would have their own set of values that they operating by, because you would have prepared them for that phase.
Some more white.
That's hopeful thinking as a parent. I'm very hopeful thinking as a parent.
So you guys would have noticed I did another section right above the eye there. That's in light blue. So we have one block here with the lighter blue, and then we have a light blue right next to it. So you should see the difference, because the more white you add, the more it's going to be different from the lighter blue that we already did. So we have dark blue, light blue, and a lighter blue in these two areas.
Why is this one here?
This one here. Oh no, this this is light blue and this is white. It's okay. If you look at white.
And it's some white.
Of course.
For 5 years.
Of course. We didn't learn that. I will wear my skirt forever.
And then again, the
My skirt is me.
yes, hold on.
We had this famous teacher, really, really nice teacher, right? She had 2 skirts.
Two skirts. The teacher. Okay.
I did not call me.
You
No,
had a
my
nice
thing
teacher with 2 skirts.
Very nice lady, really good teacher. But she taught us, you know, 2 skirts work.
Really?
5 years, 2 black skirts. You can never go wrong.
2 black skirts and a white. But that's a testament. You don't need to
No,
just.
she had different, different tops. But a straight one
And a
and
short-
one with little curves in the bottom.
Okay.
Anybody who went to convent,
Did they bury her in that?
not yet, she's not very
Debbie.
No, she's not buried as yet. But however, the point is, from who went to school in 1970 something and who went to school up to her last, just talk about the skirt and they would know.
They know.
Everybody knows.
But that's a testament to the fact that it's what's up here is what
It's not
matters.
Yes.
What's up here is what matters. And so
If you can remain at the same weight.
discipline. She taught us a lot there, man.
that's
Discipline.
it.
She maintained that figure.
There might have been many of the same size.
Oh, that's what said that she told them it was 2. It was just 2.
That time she told us she had 2 skirts. Right. She told us it was.
She was trying to tell y'all even then that this thing, dressing up, all of these things don't matter.
So what she do now? That money that's supposed to be clothes.
She's son.
While you guys are at it, I want you to take your small brush and add some blue in the eyes, because if you look at the eyes, there's an area that requires some of that. The light blue that's in the middle to share, that's the one you're using, not the one you mixed up white into. the light blue that's in the middle of your table, let's fill in the white in the eyes. Sorry, the blue in the eyes. So that's with the blue that's in the middle of your table to share. We're putting light blue in the eyes, guys. Light blue in the eyes.
The light blue or the
Same one you use here?
this one?
Light blue in the eyes.
Okay, no problem.
Light blue in the eyes. Remember, there's no mistake when you're painting. There's no mistake. So if you add a blotch of blue somewhere where the image doesn't have it, it just means that it was supposed to be there. All right, so don't take it out.
Get some of this blue, please.
Well done, are you here in the room now? According to this famous painter, Bob Ross, he said, happy little accident. That's where it's supposed to be. Yeah. So we're doing the one on the left strictly in light blue.
If you want to, yeah, sure.
Light blue
I
in
miss
there.
Donna give eyeshadow to her, so we're gonna do.
Oh my word.
And we're moving to the other side with light blue also. All we're doing is the rings by the eye in light blue. That's all we're doing for now. If you need help in any other area, let us know so we can tell you the correct colors to go where.
The irises, both of them are like blue.
And if you're just joining us online, guys, we're live at the National Jeremiah Art Studio in Grand Anse. And we're painting a beautiful scene. It's a mosaic of a lady's face in different colors. And it represents the changes we're about to experience in the month of September. We are here, ready for it, embracing it. We're still on our blue. Blue is very tranquil and calming and relaxing. So we're just enjoying this phase before we move to some more upbeat colors like our reds and yellows and oranges. All right, guys, so I'll give you 30 more seconds to wrap up on the eyes. Wash out your brushes once you're done. Someone says Anne-Marie looks so focused. She said another one to add to your Hall of Fame or Wall of Fame. All right, Anne-Marie.
It'll be a haul just now.
Indeed, it'll be a haul just now. So we are almost done with our blues, guys. We're almost done with the blues. True. I think this one there. Back to school. Jansport is a brand around for over 50 years. Could you imagine? 50-something years Jansport has been around. This new bag on the block, 18 years, and it's raining. It's making it rain through our youths. Everybody wants it. And the thing is it even logical, the bag, one zip? Don't we prefer, or didn't we prefer to have, at least two zips?
It feels so bad. Like, when you touch it, it just feels like sponge. Like, it just feels bad.
Anyway, style. What can we say? It's style.
You know what they should do in Jewish? So they should put a pillow inside the bag to make it look like the shape boxy still. No books, just a pillow.
See, style. It's all for style. It's clear that it's for style.
Yes, exactly. Go to sleep.
At this time, you guys have 3 different shades of brown in your personal palette, right? That's your personal one. There's a very dark one, there's a medium one, and then there's a very light one that we can actually call cream, right? That is the one we're going to be working with. So we're going to call it cream from here on out. It's the lightest shade of brown that you have in your palette, and I'm going to show you where we're going to add the cream. And the person online said it's Anne-Marie Edwards I'm talking about. She's very focused. All right, Anne-Marie. So your persons are listening online and they're watching how focused you are. You might have a buyer, Anne-Marie. You have to start to think how much you're going to sell it for. Yeah, I'll help you with that because I just take a 10% commission. Just 10. All right, so I'm just showing you guys where I'm adding the cream so you have an idea. And we're going to just go ahead and fill in afterwards, all right? So cream. I'm just lining up for the cream so you guys know, and we're going to just go ahead and fill in those areas. We have a chin area here. The chin area is also in cream. And we have 1, 2, 3 areas here in cream. So let's get that done. Cream we go. We're filling it in cream. Cream, so that's the lightest shade of brown that you have in your personal palette. The lightest shade of brown in your palette. I'm going to start with the chin area, and I'm going to go with the curve of the line because I want to get the shape good. Go with the curve of the line. That's the lightest shade of brown that you have in your personal palette.
It should be in the middle of everybody's palette.
Okay, I know where it is now.
I'm giving you more. I don't know why I'm giving you more. You distracted me.
All right, so we are filling in. And don't mind if Etienne comes around with the phone every now and then, snaps a photo of you in your element. And just so persons hear what you're saying as well online, ensure you grab a mic when you're talking so they can hear your point of view also. I mean, on a somber note though, back to school just happened. We have the first shooting in America happening. Yeah. In Georgia, we actually have 4 persons that lost their life. We have 2 14-year-olds, we have a 57-year-old and a 39-year-old male. 2 teachers and 2 children lost their life. Is he 13 or 14?
14. But they had already had him in the police hand when he was 13. So why they let him go?
What race is he, white or black?
I would imagine white.
It's always the whiteness.
What I would say though about that particular thing, yes, it's true. The young man was under the radar for the authorities about a year ago, but they moved actually. So in the location where they used to live, they moved from that location, and he was new at his school, and so I guess radars got mixed up, but he executed. But he's alive. But he is alive, and so I hope that we get, no, of course, I mean, things happen. If that had happened, then that's what happened. But, I mean, you never know what.
This is somebody's mind.
Or you can change in the future, right?
You can't take that in chance.
But I do know that they said they're going to try him as an adult because we have 4 lives lost. So they're going to try him as an adult.
That's what they always
That's
say
the
for the white
excuse.
children.
Yes.
For the black ones, what do they say?
You mean if it is that they're going to be doing their judgments?
It's the truth though.
But most of the times there must have been an underlying situation that caused this young man to think that this is something I have to do. There must have been an underlying situation. And we would not know until the police carry out the investigation.
What his parents probably should do is have a look at what he's been watching online.
And interestingly enough, it was actually a gaming site that he was on for a long time, and he sent notes on that gaming site stating that I'm going to do this, I'm going to shoot up a school, I'm going to do this. And that's how he winded up on the police radar. They went to his home, they interviewed him, looked into his father. His father said, yes, we do have guns here, but he doesn't have access to that.
Okay.
They moved, and that happened. We still don't know if he used the father's gun. We don't have that info as yet. But the evidence is pointing in a particular direction.
They killed him already.
But it's very sad.
If it was a black child, he would have been dead.
Well, we don't know that.
Yes, he would have been dead.
They would have shot him.
Yeah, they would have
They
shot
would have shot
him.
him. They would have shot him. They would have shot him.
No medical access for black.
Well, he's alive today to tell the tale. So we'll hear his side of the story.
Akim, you okay across there? You okay there?
Yeah.
You know, it's very sad because one of the 14-year-olds, he actually just moved to that area. One of the young men who died, and I think it's not maybe their first, second day or so back in school, and that happened. His parents were hesitant to actually sending him to the school, and they did, and they were telling the teachers, you know, please look out for my son because he might be terrified with what's happening, not knowing that he's not going to be coming back home. So it is a very saddening situation. And how do you talk to a parent, let's say like that child's parent, who was really hopeful that her son wasn't caught up in that? How do you speak to a parent like that afterwards? What do you tell her?
You tell them that you have to be careful with the spirit of fear. The Bible says the very thing that Job feared happened to him. You have to be careful with what we express as fear. No, I'm talking about people in general.
Oh.
Some things we focus on, we're so afraid that it will happen.
Oh.
We tend to attract it.
Oh, that's what you mean.
You have to be careful with our tongue and fear.
I fear some money right now. Bring it come. We're so scared of you right now.
So scared of money.
We're shivering in here right now.
What? That's my biggest fear.
But no, it's true. Negative energy, vibrations, all of these things, it attracts.
The Bible says God never give us a spirit of fear. We don't pray. We have when those things come in our mind, we know what to do. Pray.
Rebuke it.
Doesn't make sense being afraid.
He has given us authority to do a lot more. And so we shouldn't be.
Something I'm working on for myself.
Yeah. You giving us a solo tonight? All you could ask for. I just wish that the family finds peace in this new phase in their life. That's all you could do, right? God knows best.
You can if you want to.
God knows best. Oh, we do have a comment regarding the bags online, you know. He said, I find those bags are how the students are expressing themselves. It's as if school is a fashion show. Oh no, using fashion while still following the uniform rules. Very interesting point there. So, but most of the schools, so they have removed the law, the rule in schools now about plain bags. Like you have to come with a plain black or blue bag. They've removed that.
The same way.
I think the rule is not enforced that much, you know.
Really? Listen, we had to go back home with them bags, you know. We had to take all the books from that bag.
Depends on the culture of the school. If the school has a good culture, they tell you where plain
So we,
bags.
so we have to start to think about which schools are allowing this.
Yeah, so plain bags, dark colored bags, to avoid the distraction.
That's what I know from the Anglican High. I don't know what they're doing now.
There's a good reason to go back to the plain bag.
But some of them, they have their Jansport and they still have that bag they might have been given as a gift to go out with. And then when they're going home and you know they're walking over, they switch into their fancy bag.
But it's actually what they're putting in bags. We had to do some work with one of the schools. And when I got to the gate, the security man, the security guard took out, well, he was stopping students. If you see big knives, scissors.
From their bag?
In their bag. If you see the whole set of thing there.
This was secondary school?
A secondary school in St. George.
What they plan on doing?
Well, there was
have
a
to
big
cook in the
fight
school?
apparently with the next school.
Okay.
And they said, the principal said she had to hold some of the students in her class and she showed me the door. Look at the child must have cuffed up the door because he's so angry.
What? But when you think about the security as well, that brings a point to the security in our schools, you know. Because I think one of the reasons why the tragedy in Georgia wasn't worse is because 1 week ago they actually installed this new security system that every teacher has a panic button. So as they press that panic button, all classrooms go on lockdown.
down, yeah.
So he couldn't access no other rooms than the one he was in.
Could have been
And so it could have been worse. But what do we think about Grenada? And we may not need extreme measures, but do you think that we are already at a good standard with our security measures?
No,
We don't have good security.
Do you think if we ever had a situation like that, we would have been able to handle it?
No.
A security guard, but is a security guard equipped to handle major situations? Yeah, we just have to pray it doesn't reach our time.
Anything that happens in the States and the UK is around the corner right here, I would say.
So we have to prepare, regardless.
The thing is because
we've been having the shootings and all these
Yeah.
other things. So
But if you think about it, right in St. David's side, I believe there was a school with a guy who had a mental problem with a cutlass roaming around the school. He even chopped at one of the classroom doors. A teacher had to hold, keep him outside until persons actually, and he was able to access the school. There was supposed to be a security guard. He was able to access the school and chop at a door. And that was terrifying for a lot of children. It could have been worse as well. So we do have some work to do when it comes to our security systems in our schools, primary and secondary.
I know, for instance, a few years back where a mother sent a child with a gun in Grenada right here, but it wasn't publicized.
Why the mother?
I know the secondary school.
A mother send a child with a gun in
A
school?
teacher disrespected a child a few years back. It wasn't publicized. I know of it because I know the person.
Really?
And the child went to school with a gun. I guess to make the teacher know
Scared.
his
Okay. To show him that he has. Okay. So she was
So
saying
it's
that.
already here. It's just that there have been opportunities for it.
I think Grenada has a lot of praying persons, and so we're keeping it away.
But it's too easy to get stuff like that into schools anyways.
Thank you.
And that's a great point. In studio, she said that you can't take these things for granted, guys. We have to still start putting measures in place. But what, as a parent, you could do in the meantime, even if we don't have the security measures, what advice can you give to a parent here for their children? What can they do?
Miss, before we do that, can I just ask, is it this red or that red?
Oh, it's actually orange. So let's see. Etienne, where's the orange?
Orange is...
So it's a lighter red, basically. It would be. That's okay. Orange. So we're doing orange under the eye, and above the eye, and I'll show you other areas as well. Under the eye. I'm showing you guys where, under the eye, above the eye, and we have a little bit of orange by the right cheek. All right, so if you look at it, you can see by the right cheek as well, we have some orange. Yeah, I think a lot of parents need advice. You know, what can I tell my child? They can't walk with their phone.
we have children as parents these days.
Yeah, but that was always so.
No, because back then they were parents and they were children. No, they are children being parents.
So you think that's to blame?
Yes.
Well, not necessarily to blame, but it's like, how do you...
There's a big part to play in it.
Okay.
I think social media has the biggest part to play.
The parents have not gotten.
Social media is definitely a powerful tool, because if they don't know what's happening, some of the behaviors and so on that we're seeing would not have been occurring.
Yeah.
Look at with the release of the famous Vibes Cartel. Now they said when he came out, he started tying his head with a scarf. Everybody tying it. You see all young men walking now in Grandans, just the other we see young men walking scarf tie over their head. That is style now. Scarf price and all gone up because Vibes Cartel is doing this.
The problem is us parents, because if you socialize with a child, not to follow, not just to be an to appreciate and to accept who they are.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow somebody to get
To know who.
affirmation and all those things.
And that's what she was saying, like it's
child is not going to be like that.
It's true. And that's what she was saying, like it's younger persons, and so they're not instilling those simple values into their children. And one would say it's a simple value. Yes. Mother, father and son wearing the scarf over their head.
So one of it left for the children.
And we're not saying wearing a scarf over your head is a bad thing, but it's what it represents in this time. And a lot of people get it confused. They would say, some of the same persons will come and they will say, oh, well, it's just a scarf. It's just over the head. How can this be a bad thing? It's who they're idolizing, what it is representing. And you know, as you said that, the question was posed to a few persons, how much would you pay to see this gentleman in concert in December? Could you imagine somebody said, I'm going to pay a kidney? I'm going to give a kidney for this concert. What are we idolizing?
Somebody said they're selling the husband and the child.
Lord. No, you see, and look, that's not the way.
But I think it was just a joke.
Okay.
The music. I think the music is an influencer.
Oh yeah.
The music is real nasty, boy.
And the same person we're talking about is head in the music industry in Jamaica.
Yeah, they're too nasty, man.
And the thing is, you don't even have to. You're saying the music is nasty, but the thing is, you don't even have to. You could block off YouTube on all devices in your house. But if they go on the bus, they can't tell them stop. If they go into school, sometimes a child probably have their device and they have access to it and they end up playing it.
Kids writing it on paper for them and tell them what side to go and find it.
Oh, sure. Etienne, go ahead. You can give her. She wants to share her experience. Go ahead.
So I want to just share an experience that I had with one of the buses. It was a Happy Hill bus on from the, they have the Happy Hill Secondary School. So I took up the bus and there was Form 1 students. You could tell the children are young and they just entered the school. And I don't know the name of the song, but there is this song that speaks raw about sex and what they're doing, how they're doing it, where they're doing it, the whole works. It's raw. So I went on the bus and I said to the driver, I said, man, that's what you're playing for the children. That's young children. Well, he was not pleased. I spoke to the conductor. I said, you all need to. No. I said, I can't sit down on this bus with these little children. And that is that song. You all need to change it. When the bus stopped. No, but it wasn't. I will understand the Form 4s might want to. But those little children like that, they're not. They know it, but still. Anyway,
but that's the thing. We can't take that for granted because we think they know it already. We should just keep pumping it into their ears. We can't take it for granted.
It's not that because even if you stop playing there, if they don't hear it there, they're going to hear it in their own bedrooms. They're going to play themselves.
Well, I don't want.
But what happened when the bus stopped, Odessa?
Well, the bus stopped to pick up somebody. So where I was sitting, I had to move out so that the person to drop off somebody.
They leave you outside.
So I had to move out. Well, you got it. They left me right there. They left me right there. I'm dead serious. I moved out so somebody else will come out of the bus. They left me right there and they drove.
They thought you were dropping out of this.
The thing is, we have to let them know that we don't approve of it.
Yes.
If we just say that, they know this already. Some of the little kids are not exposed to that.
Not all.
If we assume that all of them are exposed to it, it will continue. But somebody has to take a stand and say, we don't want this for our children.
There are parents who are safeguarding. There are parents who are trying their best to safeguard.
Well, my husband the other day spoke to a driver who wouldn't turn it off. And in the end, my husband said, I would like to see where you're sleeping, man. So I think the bus driver got upset. But he said, come on, this is a disgrace. What is it that... He said, look, there's young girls on the bus. What is it that you're trying to teach these young girls?
Yes.
Well, the driver was upset, so he told him, you don't know where you are. Where we have to speak up, you have to keep speaking up. Well, I always told
Yeah, you can't just let it go down the drain. Yeah.
paying for the music.
It's not just the buses, you know, school parties and stuff.
School parties, you have to be safeguarded. True.
Yes, on the compound. On the compound.
You have to safeguard
Primary
too.
school, secondary school, same music.
Yes.
Even when they have
Preschools? Okay, no, wow, preschool is crazy.
even when
Yes, even in the
students have
preschool.
Christmas party that they have for the children. You hear those bad songs being played?
Yeah, in convent.
Yeah.
I went to a thing in convent.
You'll be
I was-
surprised.
I was so shocked. I tell you, I said, what stupidness is that? This is ridiculous.
You'll be surprised.
I was very, very shocked.
Listen, you spoke about, I think that was probably their little school fair. But there was
That's right.
a fair, but there was harvest. Church harvest. A harvest. And let me tell you, the guys, I see guys in the neighborhood getting up to go. I said, but why they going to a church harvest? Like, what really goes on, man? Let me tell you. Not just the music, but the alcohol that was on sale. What you experienced there was mediocre to what really goes on in certain church harvests.
Yeah. So they're having Christmas, the politicians having a Christmas party for little children. And they're playing these songs on them.
Becoming part of the culture.
But they bring some of the artists here anyway when they have political events and all of that, so.
The last time I went to a Maroon festival in Caracom, and the Ministry of Tourism brought in an artist. When the artist went on stage, the first thing that he said to light up.
Light
and
up
all
what?
the guys pulled out their lighter. When they put it in the harassment, pull out their lighter and the weed and put it up in the air.
Boy, they was having a grand time.
Yeah, most of the adults got up and walked out.
Very good.
That's an example, yeah? That's very good. Set an example. No, but true that. But guys, as we're on that, let's move to the red once you're done with the orange. And again, I'm showing you where the red has to go. We have a triangle of red right above the eye. Hey, it doesn't matter. If you did a bottom in red and you just swap the colors up, as I said, everybody's own is unique and different. Yes, so we just did orange on top the eye, under the eye, and on the cheek. And now we're going to do red on the top lip only. On the top lip only. And we're going to add red right above the section where we did the orange over the eye, right here. We're adding red there. If in doubt, look on my end, or Mr. Etienne can assist. If in doubt, look on my end. Hi, Miss Alexander, we see you. You're watching. Welcome, welcome. We miss you tonight. Alvin said hi. Hi. All right, so we are on the red, guys. We're doing the top part. We're doing the top part right above the eyebrow. There's a little section there. We're doing that in red. And we're doing the top lip in red as well. If you look at the bottom lip of for a lady, it's a little bit pinkish. So we're going to add some white to the red for the bottom lip. Going to give her a nice lipstick. Kylan, I hope you're not struggling with those lips there. You got it? Okay.
Funny grabbing his head,
You know, one of the other issues
Yes.
issues is the values of the teacher. One teacher, I won't say which school, but one of the schools that my daughter was in.
Yes.
One of the teachers told the students it's okay to experiment with boys. What? Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the red.
And you know something, as you said that, sometimes you set the values for the teachers. You tell them, hey, you can tell what you want with other people, their children, but this is what I have set for my family, and these are my values. And you know, for some reason, they would think that they should be the one to instill a sense of rebellion within the child. Like, oh, I know mommy don't want you to see or hear this, but let me just show it for you because I know you won't hear it at home, or I know you won't see it. That's something we need to be against.
I think the curriculum, like, if you look at the curriculum for Canada, for the little children, those things are actually in the curriculum.
What, self-expression?
That they have a right to experiment on themselves and choose their gender, and it's part of the curriculum.
In the UK, it's actually the same too. Not even in secondary school. They start them off.
What age?
year 5 and year 6. So they start them off. So my son, at the time before entering secondary school, was around 10, 11 when they started teaching them about sexual activities and experimenting and stuff and things like
Tell
that.
me what a 5-year-old needs to be knowing about
They're
that.
not in preschool in some curriculum.
Yeah.
Well, about body
That
parts
they can play,
and the
they
use
can-
of the body.
No, they can express their feelings. They can.
Condoms, everything
They
is
teach them
actually
everything for
discussed.
I think that's a very early age, very tender age for
Not
such
at 5
information.
years, but that's in like year 5, so they're actually 9, 10 in that year group. Year 6,
okay.
yeah, 10, 11.
Okay. Well, the latest is my granddaughter.
What age is
She's
that?
in Ireland.
Oh.
She's 14 years now. She said that sometimes in the class you hear barking and mewing.
Yeah,
because they are now free. They are free to choose whatever
What
they want to be.
Yeah, it's,
So
it's,
one
it's
child
all
has
over.
chosen to be a dog.
They would like.
No, that's
One
true.
child has
That's true.
chosen to be a cat.
It is.
So
I know
when
that-
the child mews or barks, they have to respond. And nobody would laugh or so because that would be considered bullying. So the teacher has to respond to the barks and the mews.
Really? Really? You know something, and it's interesting because right here, I mean, in Grenada, we make joke about it and we have fun about those things, right? But one person, I remember a young child in our art class, she said, we called her by her name and she didn't answer. She was having fun with us. She didn't answer, so we said, why didn't you answer? She said, Miss, sorry, but I identify as a dog today. And it was very funny, but because they're in touch with social media, they know what's happening, what's happening around the world, and so it's funny. It was a joke, but as she said that, there are places in the world where it's very serious. You laugh at it, and persons look at you like, why are you laughing?
So it was just for the day? She just identified as a
At
dog?
the moment. You call her, she's like, I identify as a dog. Oh my gosh.
She said, Mom, whole day ago there was so much barking in the class today.
That's absurd, man. That's just absurd to think of. Guys, remember the bottom lip, you're going to add a little bit of white to it so it looks a little bit pink when you're doing it. So you're using red and white for the bottom lip. We're creating a little bit of a pink hue. We want to see a little bit of pink down there. Don't forget to do the swoops.
When my daughter was 10, her teacher uploaded this book. And the book was called The Freedom Writer's Diary.
Oh.
And when I started looking, well, my daughter said to me, Mummy, the book has got cussing in and this in and that in. So I said, well, let me check it out.
Yes.
But I thought it was strange that it had about 270-something pages for 10-year-olds. When I started to look in this book, it's 50, I think it's about 50 students talking about their life story, their lives. It's either 150 or 50 students talking about their life experiences. And one of the girls in the book was saying, now this is for a 10-year-old, she was saying that her uncle molested her sexually. She doesn't know if it's right or wrong because it felt so good.
What?
You giving that to my child? You mad or what? Well, I ain't taking that. I wouldn't take
You have to stand up against that. And is it a part of the school book program, though? Was it a part of... Why is the teacher even giving that to the children?
It wasn't part of it. Well, I asked her where you get that from.
Probably
Why would you
literature.
do that?
Because I think that's absurd. To think, I would want to think that the teacher did proofread before,
Well, that caused a lot of problems.
Go back to the basis. How about you telling her things like, if somebody touch you in your private part,
Yeah, I told her from a long time.
So by the time she reads that note,
She
will have her own mindset.
Yeah, but not
all
it wasn't
the
just
children.
her, it's other students.
Yeah.
You can't, because I do sexual education in some of the schools, I can't go and tell that to children. They'll stone me. And there's certain things you don't tell children because you know that the values of some parents is just not that. So I can't go into a school and tell them this kind of stuff.
That's absolutely true. And then you don't know the level of maturity that child might be at. So for you to tell them or they read something like that, they might actually want to experience it. They want to know because they don't have that differentiation when it comes to the values and so on. And if they are experiencing that, supposing they are, they might think, you know what, let me try and enjoy this. That's a very interesting book that needs to be looked into, really. To have 10-year-olds reading.
Once we sign up, sign for loans, sign for grants and stuff, we would actually have to sign into those things.
You mean for the knowledge for the children?
Whatever the bigger countries believe, we should sign into it. Because if you want a grant to build a school, you have to build a school and there has to be equity and everybody has to respect people. You sign into those things when you apply for loans.
And you mean as a country?
Yeah.
As a country. So the country.
So once you're depending on the bigger countries for monies, you sign. You have to sign to those things eventually.
What they have done is couch that in human rights.
Yeah.
So that if you don't observe it, they will say you're violating human rights.
So
and the Caribbean and Africa have been conservative regions.
Yes.
Very conservative. We say no to that. But then, as you say, Debbie, they're saying, you want money? You ought to sign up. So we have to make some decisions. We have, as a region, as a country, we have to make some decisions. Africa has made a decision. They say, keep your money.
That's right.
Keep your money.
That's right. I agree with that.
A lot of decisions, they could. They can.
Stop it.
But as you guys are on that point,
choices.
As you guys are on that point, it definitely boils down to the choices we make.
We have to make some choices.
And remember, the government is the people, eh?
Exactly.
The government is the people. And so you guys, you need to, of course, share your opinions on different matters and different things that are going to be happening. But before we continue, we are on a turquoise color. If you look in your personal palette, you will notice you have a dark blue and you have a sort of greenish blue. Everybody seeing that greenish color there?
Is that it?
We're going in a triangle, an upside down triangle right underneath the eye, and upside down triangle right underneath the eye. Upside down triangle right underneath the eye.
Infiltrate our culture.
That's right.
Infiltrate us. No. It's a demonic agenda.
Yeah, it is.
It's demonic.
Right underneath the eye, if you look at mine, you'll see I'm doing that greenish color right there. In the white, so yeah. So in the middle of the lips, you can add some white and red, make it look pinkish. Matter of fact, if you like, you can do your lips in anyhow you want. It's red, yes, and you're gonna add some pink on the bottom lip. Or if you decide, you can change it up and do the whole lip in pink. I'm seeing lips in pink, the whole thing. You know, it's okay. It's your lady. My lady is feeling very flamboyant. Alicia says, wow, love it.
I can put it in green.
Sorry? Yes, you can put the lip in green. I mean, yes, I guess your lady is feeling green lipstick. Green is very earthy. It keeps us connected with nature. And that is what we are on. And guys, we are on the home stretch. We are almost finished with this painting. Stick with me, and I'm sure we're going to get to the end together. There is a little red spot that we have to do. So if you get a chance, wash out your brush. If you're still on red, then good for you. Because there is a little red spot we didn't do right down at the bottom underneath the orange. Right here. There's a little red spot there, right underneath the orange. There's a little area here that needs to be filled in red. Let's get some red in there. I'm going to have to go back in with a few colors as well in just a bit. But we're going to focus on some of the larger spaces first. Alrighty, so we are going in with some red underneath the orange. Somebody say, I'm not seeing Crystal. Where is Crystal? Crystal, just raise your hand, wave your hand. All right, please show the people Crystal. They need to see Crystal. Crystal. Your cousin is asking. She said hi. She's painting away. She's focused. You know, Crystal has to do her special stuff. So we'll be sure to show you guys online what the end result of Crystal's piece is like, amongst others. So guys, we're adding in some red. That's all we're doing for now. We're doing red. Welcome to all of you guys who are viewing in on the live. We are at the National Jeremiah Art Studio in Grandance, and we're painting a beautiful mosaic of a lady. This lady is a representation of change as we move into the new month of September and all the wonderful things September is going to bring. We're doing a lot of emotion colors. We started off with blue, very calming, relaxing. We moved to yellow. We're moving to yellow soon. We did red. So it's time for the yellow. If you're painting with us, keep up, keep up. But in studio, we have a wonderful bunch of persons who are ready for the next step. All right, guys, so please ensure to fill in the red right underneath the orange. And let's get our brushes clean for some yellow. There's a lot of space for yellow now, so I want you to ensure your brushes are clean. Once the yellow is in, we are going to be able to see a lot of the different spots. It's time for yellow. I'm going to highlight all the areas for yellow. Right above the orange, we have a nice block of yellow to fill in.
With some red.
This is a spot by the eye there. We have to fill in yellow as well. There's a little area between the orange and the blue by the eye. That goes in yellow. We have an area above the eye here, again, in yellow. So again, I'm showing you guys where all of our yellow areas are going to be. After the yellow, we're going to move to a little bit of white. Yellow is what we're doing, yellow. Filling in these 3 spots with yellow. Again, welcome to all of you online. We are so excited to have you here. We are painting, and you guys can join the fun too. Make it a date night or just a night for yourself to relax and come out and paint with us. Yellow in 3 spots so far. So I have one on the right cheek. Yellow, we have a bright pui yellow as we call it. A bright yellow. Anybody have seen those pui flowers when in bloom? You see how bright this yellow is? That's how bright those flowers are when they are in bloom. Yellow is what we're on right now. We're flowing with yellow. All right. Alrighty, so we should have a nice spot of yellow. And don't worry if you have to go over some areas because you might spill over into another, that's fine. But for now, let's focus on filling in yellow. Good night, June. Good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Miranda, I'm so sorry you didn't get your sheet in advance to paint with us, Miranda, but the sheets are always going to be available, so you can actually go back and view the live another day and try painting it, maybe on a weekend or so. Make some time and ensure you get to paint this beautiful lady. So guys, we just added in yellow. We just added in yellow in different spots. Everybody has their yellow going?
No, I painted in white.
You haven't start yet, and mommy start and almost done?
I even reach green here.
Yeah, right here in yellow. You know we have all night with you, so don't worry. Right here in yellow. As long as you can see to drive home, you know we got you. All right, so the next step is black, and I'm going to show you where the black goes as well. Yeah, we're on black. We're on black. What's that? If you're on to that step, I see Lilith sitting there watching me, so I know there are persons who are excited to move on to the next step. So if you're on to the next step, I'm just going to highlight where the black goes. So when you're done with yellow, you don't have to wait for me to say where. You just go on in there with black, okay? So we have a nice black spot right underneath the chin on the left side. We cannot forget our lady's eyebrows, well shaped up for the occasion. Those areas are also going to go in black. We have the inner circle in the eye that goes in black as well. And I'm going to show you guys the last spots, which is by the nose and between the lips. Eyelashes, yeah, we're going to do all that fancy stuff after. But for now, let's just focus on filling in yellow and the major areas in black. There is this in black. There is this question that we usually ask before in Paint With Me. If you had the opportunity to hire a nanny, a chef, what was the other one, Etienne? Or a housekeeper, which one would you choose? Housekeeper. Really? Housekeeper. So okay, and that's a great response from you guys, because there is this lifestyle that's prevailing in the UK, mainly in the UK, and it's called too posh to parent. Too posh. So we have millionaire families who are going to spend millions of dollars in childcare. When I say childcare, there's a nanny, there's a driver, there's persons to teach them different skills, different classes, persons to even help pick out their clothes.
So you're not a parent?
You birthed them, but you are too posh to parent. What do you think about that?
Just now? Just now?
And they certainly will regret it when they get older. I have heard parents scream because their children are not watching them. There's nobody that comes to visit them when they're old, but the parents did not have a relationship with their children when they were younger. So I guarantee you now they will enjoy it, but in years to come they will certainly regret it.
All right.
That's very true.
So we're going off of the point that the children would now be too posh to take care of their parents in the future. That's the point you're making, right?
So one above the real yellow, it's only above the yellow alone, right?
That's so true. No bonding, no.
The turquoise.
Blue above only there.
Although you have some parents that do their best.
And it's still don't turn around and watch them.
So you can look at it from both ways, indeed. There are sometimes the parents, they do so much for the children, and then when it comes to taking care of them in the end, they still turn around and put them in the homes and all these different things.
No, putting a parent in a home is not a bad thing.
It depends on the parent, because I know of persons who they said their life, they've always tell them, never put me in a home. That's one of the things you never to do. And then
because homes are very expensive. I don't think you would put somebody in a home you don't love or don't care for.
But then
because a home is not
hard to take care of a parent when they're sick and you have to work to pay that bill. For somebody to take care of them at home, just the same.
And the homes are so expensive?
Yeah, the homes are expensive, but just expensive, just the same, to have somebody at home taking care of them.
But again, as Odessa said, are they getting the care and attention that you or the personal individual might be able to provide from the comfort of their home?
But the most times they can't care for them at home. That's why, because they have to work.
Everyone families.
You have to have all round the clock care for them. At the home, they have doctors, they have nurses, they have social workers, they have psychologists. To me, that's a good option if you could afford it.
But sometimes they have elderly abuse, yeah?
True.
That's definitely a big
If
deal.
you have a private caregiver, you have it just at home, just the same.
So there's a lot to consider, from elderly abuse to just the fact that some of them don't want to be in a place like that.
I mean, I know. But if you don't have an option, if it boils down to that you don't have a choice, that's the only thing you can do, put them in a home.
Because a home is supposed to be a good home.
Mm-hmm.
You
Supposed
have
to be
all the resources that you need there. You're paying a lot of money. Homes are not cheap.
They're going to meet people to talk to people their age that.
Exactly. I want to
personally check myself into a home.
You want to do that?
I prefer to be in a home that leaves lonely.
If you find that you're becoming a burden, you'll just personally check yourself into one.
And you get company. You have people your age and your stage and you talk about similar things.
Play some bingo. Yeah.
It depends on what is really going on with the individual. Sometimes they're not at that communication level as well. So a lot to consider indeed. But these two posh parents literally spend millions of dollars. There is one person who have a business which is just to potty train children, and her rate is $2,500 a day to potty train. And we're talking pounds, as I said, it's prevalent in the UK, to potty train the children.
Well, she see the fact that they need it, so she making some money in it.
You know, somebody says the patience too. If you don't have the patience as a parent, why not just hire out?
Why make a child?
That's right. Why make a child?
That's just one part of the phase.
They make a child so that other people can get jobs.
But hear this, as you say, for other persons to get jobs. But it has been so difficult because there's an agency that basically hires or recruits some of the best nannies, or sometimes butlers, they would say, based on the guys and so on. And one of the parents sent in her requirements for the nanny she wants. The nanny, first of all, must be ugly. Secondly, she must not wear any makeup when in my house. Jewelry is limited to the wedding band.
No, she thinking about she husband. She not thinking about it.
She said you can't even smell good around my husband. Nothing that will make my husband head turn.
Exactly.
I can't find my thin brush.
Thin brush, it fall.
I don't know.
You can do what you want.
You can do what you want, isn't it?
And not thick, and I didn't say
Someone say I'm bad, I say I'm bad.
Mine doesn't watch face.
It's not the face.
She said man doesn't watch face.
It's not the face.
Man doesn't watch faces.
Kylan, say something. Do you watch face?
It's not the face.
I am very good with faces.
Why, yeah.
Very good with faces.
No, that's not even what we're speaking about.
Oh my goodness. Listen, one said the requirement, no leggings in the house. You can't wear any leggings when coming to do the work.
Yeah, but then it doesn't matter what you do.
You could wear 90.
Some men, you could put on bag and put your face in a bag, they still will be there.
And when String Beans was alive, String Beans, they said, anyways, moving on. We have,
Yes, she did.
we said, what's it? Well, it's hard to use outside as a toilet in places in the UK. I'm trying to review one of the comments here.
She had been.
This one? She just add clean line.
Listen, as I said, I believe there is some truth to it. The guys are not looking at the face. So that person that sent in those criteria has a lot. If she's so concerned about the nanny, about her husband falling for the nanny, then she has a bigger thing on her plate.
Exactly.
Yeah, she had a bad experience. She's suffering from a level of insecurity.
Yeah, there's a bigger problem on her plate.
She know the husband she have.
That's right, she knows.
She don't need that secret.
We know that she's not the best person to him.
Somebody online said, don't worry, he will just cover her face. If she's ugly, he will just cover her face.
Put the paper bag.
But I think as a woman, I think we
Yes.
have to be sensible, right? Because I think it's not right that you bring a woman in the house, because that can be a temptation for some men. It's like an open door.
Yes.
You know.
But at
I
the
don't
same
care what she looks like.
in general, right? And especially if they're giving such motherly attention to your children, there's just something attractive for a guy to see somebody giving their child motherly attention. So they don't have to be good looking, they don't have to wear the tight clothes, but sometimes just gravitates towards that person. Even the person just being present in your house so often.
That's right. You ain't coming in my house, mate. Nope.
Oh my gosh. The person said online, she needs to just train her husband, Lord. Train the husband?
My husband don't need training.
You picked the wrong one?
Well, we have to hire one of them to train now, indeed.
Well trained.
Posh parents, no matter how much money you have, Tanika, you have you get, you know, for you sell out on a big company, you get a 60 million, let's say 100 million. What you doing with the 4 kids? Boarding school or they continuing?
No, they're gonna, listen, I know I will get a nanny, but I'll get a nanny to help me when we're traveling with the kids.
Okay.
Because I want it to be fun for me, and I think having somebody else to help me with them while we're traveling and vacationing.
So the nanny gets to wear the bathing suit too and all that?
Of course, I think.
Okay. A manny or a nanny? Like it will be a man, a male nanny, or a female nanny?
No, no, it's not different.
Nah.
Well, listen, we're talking to a lady here with all boys, so yeah, that's why we brought up the manny.
I have a daughter now, right?
Oh yeah.
I am not
Only oh my,
She's not only a boy.
she's
mother.
only not she's not only boy now.
You broke.
I broke.
A daughter, you know, not a daughter, a daughter. Okay, we hear you. All right, so we're on the home stretch with this painting. Let's fill in our black.
Your music.
We're filling in our black. And you guys also, again, I see Lilith looking at me. Lilith, I'm sorry I'm moving so slow for you. But we're going to keep up here. We have a dark shade of brown. So you remember you have 3 shades. You have a dark one, a medium one, and a very light one. So the dark one we're going to do. The dark one, we're going to do this little triangle on the side here with the dark one. This little triangle on the side here goes in the dark brown.
Say it again. Can we have some white?
The very dark brown goes on the side here. And you'll notice that there's a little area underneath the chin that's also going to be out. This little area here, we're going to fill it in that dark brown. All right? So again, the little triangle here. And this area underneath the chin. On my own, it might look bigger, much bigger of a space, but that's the gap between the black and the red under the chin. It goes in the dark brown. So once you're done with black, you can start on that. But as we were on the topic of too posh to parent, what about the notion that it takes a village to raise a child as well? Growing up, you didn't need the nanny. You know when the child goes home, you have neighbor next door, you have auntie. Well, based on the community you live in, right?
Yeah. No, man. No, not these days. No, man.
Back then it was something, but these days with the rate we're going, we might as well try our best to do what we can. Hey Natalie, we wish you were here too. We miss you.
You can have the village, but it has to be the immediate village.
Who is the immediate village?
You still can trust, but still, if you have the grandparents and the aunts around,
Well, no, the grandparents are trying to get on the good side of the children, so they would allow them to do certain things that you as a parent mightn't. She said our child babysits the grandparent. And sometimes that's why they want to go by granny and grandpa, you know, because they know that's where they could get away to doing whatever they want. But it's very sad that the children won't know about this. Growing up with the whole village, everybody disciplining you, looking out for you.
That was then.
Neighbor and all beating you. Before you reach home. Listen, sometimes you walk in and you say, Lord, did I tell her afternoon? Because you know what's going to happen when you go home. Yes. That's what happens when you grow up in a neighborhood like that. There are some children who grow up and they don't have people next to them like that. You may have to do a second coat of that dark brown based on how you apply it. So I've shown you guys where we added that. And again, we're moving. Home stretch, home stretch. Home stretch. Our lady is poised and looking great. We do have some white areas. On mine, it would already look white, so we'll leave it for last so you don't get confused. So just fill in your black. I think we're on black and brown. Fill in your black and brown. And then the last color we're going to use in the brown is the medium one. So remember, we used the very light brown already, which was the cream. We're using the very dark brown currently. And the next step is to use the medium. So the medium one, we're going to use it to fill in up here and the corner over there. All right, so we have 3 shades of brown. We used 2 already, and then the medium one goes here and on the other side. Yes, thank you, Adriana. Caramel brown. And you see, we did all the hard work for you guys in studio. Those online have to mix and create these different shades of brown.
Oh, I don't know. She did something.
And if you're mixing and creating this brown, if you already have a dark brown, you just add some white and yellow to it, and it's going to give you this beautiful caramelized version of it. If you want to create the cream, you add more white than yellow. More white than yellow for the cream. All right. White, and we're going. So I'm showing you guys where the others go. The medium one, the caramel brown, it goes on the 2 top ends of the painting.
Which one goes below the chin?
The darkest brown. The darkest brown goes below the chin, and then the caramel or medium brown goes above on the forehead.
Can I have some water, please? Water. No.
All right, guys, as I said, we're on the home stretch. Our lady is looking fantastic. And remember, she is just a representation of change. Okay, so it's not that we're fantasizing over beautiful ladies in here. Even though that would be easy to do. But this gem is signifying change. New month. For some persons, it's new month, new me. The things that you didn't get through it. You said you was going to go to the gym twice every week last month. You can start afresh this month. Even Mr. Killa, I see that there was a live, he cut his hair, right?
Yes.
He is embracing change.
He looked nice.
He looked what? Young and fresh?
He's no longer Mr.
He's
Killa.
back to baby killer.
Did he say that?
No, he looks baby killer.
They said he's no longer Mr. Killer, he's now baby killer. But you know, when you think about a name like that, you would have think that his career would not have progressed in the way it has.
That's why he changed the name.
Yeah, but still Killa? Do you really want Killa in your name as what people refer to you?
Music, you know? There you go.
He's killing it.
He's killing it.
The water.
Yeah.
That water get black for me.
Oh, jeez.
I like taking photos, man.
Mr. Killa. Yeah?
I just want to get so dark, so.
Black.
It still has a lot to do. You have to be mindful. These things, names, as well, has a lot to play on the energy that goes behind you.
Absent.
All right, so you guys see where our 2 caramel brown is going, and then what is visible to you now is the areas for white. All right, the visible areas to you is where we're going to add in some white. You guys should have a white area up at the top. That nice white patch up here, we're going to do that.
Oh, okay, so you're talking about.
So caramel brown comes right here. So that's this one, right here. Caramel brown is what we just did. We just did caramel brown up at the top. Caramel brown up at the top, guys. And that spot in the middle up at the top goes in white. This middle area here goes in white, so once your brushes are clean, you can actually fill that in white. And again, if you did it in another color, that is absolutely fine. Your piece is going to be unique, and that's what we want, okay? I'm looking at the bottom of her lip, and if you look at the image, you'll see that there is this lighter version of orange that you don't have. You would have to mix white and orange to get it. Just right here under the lip, that little triangle that's out, mix some white and orange to fill inside there instead of pure white. White and orange in this section right by her lip, and up here goes in pure white and white and orange. White and orange under by the lip, and pure white up at the top. White and orange under by the lip here. White and orange under by the lip here, or on the side of the lip, I should say. And then the upper part here goes in pure white. White and orange down at the bottom, and the upper part goes in white. And this is up to you. You don't have to do it like this. If you choose to add another color in there, you can. If you want to be adventurous, I'll help you mix blue and red, mix purple. For those of you who want to add some purple. Red and yellow will make some more orange for you. Blue and yellow will make some green if you want to make your own shade of green. So you can mix up and add your own colors as well. And for those of you who are now tuning in, welcome to Nashan Jeremiah Arts live stream. We paint here every single Thursday night. Every Thursday night at 7 p.m. we're having a grand time painting, relaxing, unwinding, and just discussing different things that are going on in society, bouncing ideas off one another. It's really a remarkable experience. It's a session for adults. On Saturdays we have the kids version of this, but the kids have a grand time themselves. But if you ever have the time, you're gonna schedule a date night or just some relaxing time, be sure to call us. It's 534-2669, and you can actually be a part of a relaxing painting session like this live in studio. But you can also get a sheet, and you can paint with us from the comfort of your home if in studio is not an option for you. We're almost to the end of a beautiful mosaic of a woman representing change, new month, new us, everything. All right, so guys, when you're done with the slightly orange area down below, I'm moving to do white up at the top, paint white up at the top, pure white up at the top. And then we're going to wrap up with the eyes, and we're going to call it a night. White up at the top, tippity top. Some colors are a little bit intertwined in my white, so I might see some hues of colors coming through. I need some more whites. And in my white, I have some red and blue mixed up in there, so I would see colors coming through on mine, which is fine, because everybody's own would be unique. But the goal is to paint this little spot up there in white.
Dark brown is a dark brown, and then you, where else getting dark brown?
White up at the top, right between the forehead area. White at the top, right by the forehead area. We're going to be going back in with the black in just a bit to wrap up on the eye. Tanika, she's in love with her painting. She's in tears.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. She's in love with her painting so much that she's in tears tonight, guys. So we have a little bit more to do, and we're going to call it the end. While you're on the white, let's just finish filling in the areas by the eye with white. There's a little dot between the black. A little dot between the black that goes in white. So we're going to add that in white. Don't forget that little dots in the eye in white. Add that in. And then on the side of the eyes as well. On the sides of the blue, right here, if you're looking, goes in white as well. Mine is already white, so you have to look on carefully. The creases of my eye goes in white.
It looks, it looks as if there's some gold, shimmering. Yeah, that's a good girl.
So I hope you guys are getting through. White on the creases of the eye.
If you need some white, what we mix in white going to get this one by the one
White and orange. So what we're doing now is white on the creases of the eye. On the creases of the eye, we're doing white.
Because at this rate, at the 12 o'clock.
White on the corners of the eye.
She hasn't done that yet.
All right, so we are on the home stretch now, guys. We're just filling in some white by our eyes. Home stretch. And our lady's looking fantastic.
And here, this one.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll give you guys some time, fill in the white on the corners of the eye. Put a white dot in the middle of the eye, and then we just have to add our eyelashes back up and some red around by the eye as well, okay? So let's get up to speed with where we're at. So the wine you're drinking going to the painting. Welcome online, everybody who's viewing. We are live at National Drama Art Studio. We are painting up a storm here. We are actually almost to the end of the painting session, but look at what we've created so far, and you'll be amazed at what the scene is like in studio. We have some amazing adults who are painting and relaxing, and their pieces, they're topping mine by far. They're doing such an amazing job, but we are almost to the end. So if you're painting with us from home, the next step is some black for the eyelashes, and then we're going to add some red in between the creases to tie things together. So stay tuned and wait for the next step. All right, so it looks like persons are almost ready to move to the last step, which is with the eyes and then some red. The eyes area, ooh, look at Debbie's eyelash. Debbie, that lady have a mascara. Debbie lady have eyelashes going all the way across in it. Everybody else lady have a little few grains of eyelashes in the corner. Debbie ain't gone all the way across.
But if you're buying something, you buy something proper.
I agree with you. So what's that, mink? What do you have going on there?
It is yellow, but Miss Gemma has a very small
Problem is
amount.
all painted in a big way.
Yellow right here.
So if you are onto the eye, we are adding in the black over the eye. Just take your time and add it in. It's already grayed out for you guys on your sheets. So you just have to follow the grayed out lines. Follow the grayed out lines and flow to the end with it.
Where is white going again?
White is up at the top here and on the corners of the eye.
Oh, right. Okay. So that is.
Seriously. Seriously. So let her be. Let her be. Let her be. Let mommy be. Seriously.
Mom, I said not to stress in my session, you know.
Exactly. Tell her. She's supposed to be de-stressing, not stressing. All the big strokes and things.
So we have some eyeliner apparently on our lady. It flows under the eye and it goes all the way out to the edge into some beautiful eyelashes and so on. So this is what my right eye is looking like so far. You just have to finish it, pull it all the way to the end. And then we have the other side. Other side. As I told you guys, there's a hint of red above the other one, you know. There's a hint of red above it. So you would see a little white patch on mine still, because that's where the red is going to be going in. So we're adding some eyelash here. Let's see the ladies with the steady hands now to put on the eyeliner and the mascara. Looking fantastic in studio. She's almost finished. We're just touching up her eyes now. The eyes are going to add a lot of personality and character to this piece. Look at this. All right. So this is what the black around my eyes are looking like so far. Let's get it in there. Let's get it in there. Don't this lady you doing there have a real attitude, huh? She have an attitude. I can see it. There, if you guys didn't notice, there was a little bit of black in between the lips as well. So it's up to you to add it back. If you want to, you can add it back. In between the lips, there was a darker area. Some persons did it darker by adding in a darker shade of red, and that's okay. It's up to you to add it back. If you look at your image, you'll see there's a strip of black between the lips. Well, it's just part of the art style. But for now, we have to add in some red above the eye. And we're going to call it a night with it.
She's feeling how I feel.
So I want you guys to take a look at this final step before I do it. So you guys will take a look at this final step before I do it. So right above the eye, you have a little bit of space above the eye. And I want you guys to mix together a little bit of black and a little bit of red. And you can go ahead and fill in the first crease here with the dark red. And I hope you guys are seeing. So I'm using red and black. And I'm filling in this little section here with the dark red. And then on the other side, I'm just going to put pure red. But it's up to you. Black and red right in the corner of the eye. And if you want, you can just put it all the way across. Red over the eye. Red over the eye. Don't worry, you can always flick back in some black to add back some eyelashes if you get covered. Red over the eye. We mixed a little bit of red and black. And we are putting on some eyeshadow now. Right over the eye. But indeed, we don't put on eyeshadow after we put on mascara. This lady different.
Change.
Change, indeed. But don't worry, black, even if you paint over the black, we can always add it back. Right above the eye, just add some black and red. More red than black, please. We just need it to look different than the red you have on top. Red right above the eye. More red than black. Red with a hint of black. And we can always go back in with black to add back our eyelashes. And just like that, Our Lady is looking complete. Just the final touches with the lashes. And that's it, guys. You have created a beautiful mosaic representing change. Representing change. All right, so once you guys are finished, you know what you have to do. We have to add our signature because that is the end of this beautiful lady. I'm just adding in some brown in areas that was a little bit too light for my liking. I'm going to add in some more brown. Get it darker, and then we're going to add. Yeah, she only has it going on. She's one of those eccentric, you know, beauty girls. she doesn't care too much about eyeshadow on both eyes. It's the new trend. Or even eyelashes. It's the new style, Debbie.
She can afford both eyelashes.
She couldn't afford mink, I guess, for both sides, indeed. For Debbie and for sure. This lady, when you look at this lady, wherever you choose to put her up in your home, may she be a representation to you. For some of you, the first time you tried painting ever, and we know it's not going to be a last. No, we know it's not going to be a last for sure. And add your initials at the bottom. It's going to go in, let's say, white, so it's visible and everybody can see that, hey, this is your piece. Wow, girl. Your masterpiece. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the initials. And I hope you guys at home were able to finish along with us. I know in studio here, a lot of persons are still taking their time and working with their lady, and that's absolutely fine. But for now, for those of you online, we look forward to seeing what you would have created. We can't wait to see what you would have created. And of course, we're going to add in the date so we can mark such a memorable time of us painting this lady. Yep. Our masterpiece is complete, just like that. Let's take a look around the room now and see what our painters have been up to. Most of them are finished, but I'm going and take a look at all that they were able to create. And you who are painting with us online, send us your photos. We want to see, we want to know how well you did also. Mosian of a woman of change. Let's see what's happening in the studio. Actual or this one?
Come on, I'm missing something.
For which part? Green? You want to put it in green? Okay, all right. Give us a minute. All right, our ladies are looking fantastic. Don't worry, just take your time. We are here to help you, and we're here. Oh, she's not looking. Oh, her eyes aren't looking in the same direction, Anne-Marie. Something's up there. Don't worry, we'll fix that. We have to do the corrective surgery, you know?
And why are they not looking in the same direction?
She's cocked-eyed.
Your lady decided to look on both sides at the same time.
Supposed to be. They're all looking in different.
That's okay. Don't worry. We'll help you. We'll help you shake things up and work at it.
Yes. Everybody eyes.
Why are you looking at the nose?
And of course, before we wrap up, Barminis, the phone?
I'm ready to throw it in the garbage.
No, you're not going to do that at all. You understand, Miss Anne-Marie? As you know. But we're going to help you correct that. Don't stress it. However, I want to recognize Miss Belgrave. We didn't do that earlier on. I don't know how that slipped me. Oh my gosh. Miss Belgrave, tonight, guys, is her 18th session. Let's give her a clap. Yes, her 18th session. She's 2 sessions away from becoming an ambassador. So, Miss Belgrave, we have a couple more Thursdays in the month of September. We're going to make September your grand month. Okay, you guys heard her. So maybe at the last Thursday, you guys have to come out and celebrate with her. You want to order a dress? Okay. What color? Yeah, what color? Red. All right. We have to paint something red. Rouge on that night for our new ambassador to be. Hopefully somebody doesn't come and pass you before. We want to make you the next one, okay? And guys, because we're at the end of the painting, most of you have your signatures, people online do. We want to say thank you to our online family for tuning in to the live tonight. We are very happy to have you. And thanks for sharing all your opinions, all of your comments and so on. It was so nice to interact with you virtually as well. But please make some time to come in studio when you can and paint with us. Make it a date every Thursday night. Call us 534-2669. Let's make it happen. It's usually a fun experience, regardless whether you're in studio or you're at home. You'll have a good time. Okay? But at this time, the lovely people. At this time, the lovely people in studio are going to say goodbye to our online family. So, I don't think they heard you guys. 2, hold on. 2, 3, let's wave bye. Bye. See you guys next time.